What are the pros and cons of selling your digital products on Etsy versus your own website? I've gotten this question a lot of times on my channel and I've answered it in other videos, but I wanted to go ahead and make a dedicated video about it. That way, if you're a new or aspiring digital product seller, you can watch this video and get a straightforward, thorough answer. And I can address some of the related follow-up questions that might be coming to your mind when you're trying to decide where and what to sell. And just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Etsy or anyone else. I'm a digital product seller. I sell both on Etsy and on my own website. I'm a top seller in my niche, and I have absolutely no incentive to sway you one way or the other. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion based on my own experience. My recommendation is to start by selling on Etsy. Now, there's some caveats to that, of course, because Etsy is not available in every country, and there are certain niches or types of digital products that won't necessarily sell well on Etsy. I'll touch on both of those things later in this video, but first I'll talk about why Etsy is a good choice for most people and how you can kind of determine whether or not Etsy is gonna be a good choice for you. So the very first time I ever made and sold a digital product online, it was on Etsy. And of course, I took time to study Etsy as a platform, the algorithm, and my specific niche to give my shop the best chance of succeeding. But regardless of all the hard work I invested into creating this shop, I don't think any of it would have mattered if I wouldn't have been selling on Etsy. The thing that makes Etsy such a great place to sell digital products, especially for beginners and especially for aspiring business owners who want passive income, is that Etsy is not just a website. It's actually a marketplace, and it features an algorithm that functions like its own search engine. And what that means is that Etsy is a platform where a bunch of users are coming directly to Etsy to actually look for things to buy. So every single day, there are tons of shoppers coming to the Etsy platform looking to buy the same types of products that you're planning on selling. So that means that you don't have to invest any money or time or resources in advertising or promoting your products or building an audience on social media or learning how to do marketing or advertising for your shop. All you have to do is learn how to optimize your products for Etsy search engine. And as long as you can communicate effectively to the Etsy algorithm what you're selling and exactly who you've made it for, Etsy is gonna do all the hard work to make sure that it matches your products with those customers. There's this fancy concept that I learned in graduate school called domain authority. And domain authority is kind of like if a website had a credit score. It essentially measures how much popular search engines like Google trust certain websites. Etsy is an old platform and it's a popular platform, and it has a generally good reputation. And because of that, popular search engines like Google trust Etsy. So if you or any other shopper were to go to Google and type in a popular product search, chances are that on the first page of Google search results, there's gonna be some products from Etsy that pop up. So that means that when you post your products on Etsy using an effective SEO and keyword strategy, you not only have the potential of being discovered on Etsy itself, but you also have the potential of being discovered on Google and even Pinterest. And that whole concept that I just explained about domain authority is the same reason that I don't recommend starting off by just selling digital products on your own website. A brand new website is going to have a domain authority of 0, and it's not something that you can easily build up. Of course, today is a better day to start your website than tomorrow, but if your goal is to make as much money as soon as possible, you can't afford to wait 3 years for Google to finally trust your site enough to maybe put it on the first page of Google results. You can literally skip that line and go straight to Etsy and immediately get way better results. But like I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, Etsy isn't accessible for everyone, and depending on your niche, it might not make sense for you to list your products there either. In that case, that doesn't mean that it's absolutely impossible to make money selling digital products outside of Etsy. Now, before I move ahead to talk about what niches work on Etsy and which niches might not, and then also what to do if Etsy isn't an option for you or if it's not available in your country, I do just want to reinforce that if Etsy is an option for you and you do want to sell there, it's not a bad idea to start your own website. I recommend that if you're in it for the long game and you really want to start a business out of your digital products, it's a great idea to start a niche website related to whatever niche your digital product shop is going to be in. That way, while you're listing your products on Etsy, you can also list them on your own website, and you can post articles and blog posts on your website. That will help boost your website's domain authority. And anytime a customer makes a purchase from you on Etsy, you'd include a little thank you card that links to your website. And that's a great way to funnel traffic from Etsy, where buyers might be tempted by other competitors in your niche, directly to your website. That way you can retain your customers long term and you don't have to risk losing them to your competitors. This is literally bar for bar the simplified version of exactly what I've done. But if the whole concept of starting a digital product business sounds overwhelming, you don't have to start your website from day one. Start your Etsy shop, maybe secure the domain that you want, so the name of your website, whatever it is, like your businessname.com, and then when you're ready, you can actually build the website, start posting there and building that domain authority. All right, moving on from that, there are some niches that won't be as successful as others on Etsy. And that's just because of the type of demographic that Etsy actually attracts. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't post on Etsy at all. I think it's still a great place to post just for the sake of popping up on Google results and being associated with and present on a marketplace that is trusted. But if you're posting really specific niche products, especially products that are like marketed to men or like people that are working in masculine trades, I know that's really specific, but you have to think about the demographic of people who are coming to shop on Etsy. It's a lot of like artsy, Gen Z, and millennials. It's a lot of women and a lot of people looking to buy gifts and things for events and parties. I talk about my general journey with online entrepreneurship across all of my videos. And one thing that I talk about a lot is how important it is to make sure that if you want to start a business that's actually profitable, that you focus on solving a specific problem for a specific person. And I've noticed some comments on some other digital product videos that I've posted asking me about super specific stuff. Like maybe somebody is like a truck driver and they want to help people do what they need to do to get their license or to get certain like load contracts, or I don't know how any of that works. And you know where I'm not going to try to figure out how any of that works? To Etsy. So you have to think about who is actually showing up on Etsy and what they are looking for. And that's not something that you can really just guess. You have access to Etsy seller tools and like different data that you can use to actually type in the type of product that you might be interested in selling. And you can see other top selling products in that niche, whether those products are in demand and how much money those products are actually making. There's a bunch of tools out there that'll let you look at the numbers. I'll drop the link to the one that I use in the description box below this video. But as like a general rule of thumb, the general target demographic of Etsy is going to be like artsy and crafty women between like Gen Z all the way up to maybe Gen X. So if your products aren't designed to solve a problem for specific people in that range, that doesn't necessarily mean that posting on Etsy isn't a good idea, but you might have to post on Etsy and then do some work to actually make people aware that your products exist. So that could look like posting them in relevant Facebook groups or even like subreddit groups, or experimenting with like Google or Facebook ads or whatever. Also, it could look like supplementing your Etsy shop with your website and then sharing articles on your website that have your products linked in the articles in places on the internet where your target audience congregates. Just because you're focusing on helping your target customers solve a specific problem doesn't necessarily mean that that problem needs to be solved with a digital product. They can be, but they don't always need to be. So with that like truck driver example that I mentioned earlier, if I wanted to start a business or a side hustle as an experienced or a retired truck driver trying to help people get into the field or advance in the field, I would not start by making an ebook in ChatGPT and then uploading it to Etsy. I would probably start by posting content on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram or even Facebook, because these are places online where users are organically coming across and looking for helpful content related to opportunities with career growth and making money. If someone is actually interested in doing that, algorithms are so smart that they're going to push your content out to those users. And that's a much more effective way to actually reach people with your message than to just post an ebook on Etsy and sit back and think that somehow, some way, everyone's going to just flood to your shop. Now, you could always post your videos about your topic, and then in the description box of your videos, you could link to your Etsy shop. And as long as the products that you're providing there are genuinely helpful and can help supplement whatever you're talking about in your video, that could potentially increase your income, and that could be a way to drive traffic to your products. But the thing that's going to determine whether or not your digital product business is successful is whether or not it is actually helpful. You can't force people to think that it's helpful. You have to actually provide value to people. And it doesn't always make sense to package that value in the context of an ebook or a PDF or a guide. On my first Etsy shop, I sell editable Canva templates, and those Canva templates help my customers accomplish a specific goal. Another example of a niche idea that I think I saw in my comments recently that I thought, that might do better with a content business foundation that's supplemented with digital products, was a business related to relationship advice. No one is going to Etsy and typing in how to be happier in my relationship or how to not be codependent. Plenty of people are looking for that on Facebook, Google, YouTube, and TikTok, but no one's going to Etsy to learn how to do that. So if you just want to talk about relationship advice, that might be better suited for a podcast or a YouTube channel, or even like a TikTok or Instagram Reels page where you're just sharing short pieces of advice. And then you can funnel the audience that you grow from your platform to your Etsy shop, where maybe you're selling interactive workbooks or couples therapy activities. Now, if you don't want to have a social media presence, that's totally fine, but it doesn't matter how pretty your relationship advice ebook guide looks if no one's looking for that, especially when they have a bunch of videos that they can watch on it for free. Now, the way that I would rethink that niche is, instead of creating products to help couples do better in their relationships, I would create products that are designed for and marketed to therapists, psychologists, counselors, social workers, or even counselors in like a religious context. And you could create and sell things like printable worksheets for therapists to give to their clients, or printable educational posters for therapeutic offices. I'm not super well versed in that niche. I'm sure there's a ton of other ideas out there. Again, if you want to look up those ideas on Etsy with the Etsy seller tool, it's in the description. But approaching that niche through that lens, so you're still targeting the type of customer that would be shopping on Etsy. So you'd be helping a woman curate an aesthetic, save time, and accomplish a specific goal. That's going to sell a lot better than just a list of positive relationship affirmations, which probably wouldn't sell at all, to be honest. I know I gave really specific examples because I can't just tell you off the top of my head like a genie what's going to work and what isn't. You do have to do the research to actually find out what's selling and what's not. But hopefully through the examples that I gave you, I was able to effectively describe and communicate exactly what types of niches do well and what types of niches generally don't. But regardless of whether or not those niches have a presence on Etsy, don't let that fully dictate whether or not you're going to try to post your products there. Like I said, it's always great to have your products on Etsy anyway, just to give people the option to purchase from you. But just know that if you do research and you find that those products aren't being searched for on Etsy, it's a good idea to start off knowing that you're going to have to build some sort of brand awareness through your website, through social media, and getting your products in front of your customers, which is going to look different depending on where your customers congregate on the internet. This video is not scripted, so hopefully I'm not all over the place, but if what I just explained didn't make any sense, let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions. I treat my comment section like a group chat, so I try my best to answer every single question or make a follow-up video answering them. All right, now moving on to the last thing I want to talk about in this video, which is that Etsy is not always available in every country. I think this changed like maybe a year and a half ago now, but Etsy changed its terms. Because of that, some sellers in certain countries, because of currency exchange, are no longer able to sell on Etsy as a platform. There are so many countries and I don't know them all, and I don't know off the top of my head which countries are allowed to sell on Etsy. What I do know is that I've seen a lot of like scammy workarounds and they don't work. Please do not partner with someone in the comments who tells you to message them on WhatsApp and lets you use their financial information to set up an Etsy shop and then promises to give you the money. I can almost guarantee you with 99.9% certainty that that is a scam and they're just trying to take your money. So don't do that. Also, it's not going to work. Etsy as a platform is old, it has a lot of money, and it has the ability to do things like look at your IP address from where you're logging in and validate your financial information and your identity. So if you're trying to start selling on Etsy and you try to find some workaround, ultimately you're gonna end up getting banned from the Etsy platform if it even works. So it's not worth it. Don't do it. If Etsy's not available in your country, you can still sell digital products online, but it's not going to be as passive as it would be if you did sell on Etsy. There's tons of other digital product platforms out there, but what makes them different from Etsy is that they're not marketplaces, meaning that people aren't going to those platforms to actually look for products. You have to send people your direct link, otherwise they're not going to find your product. So some examples of platforms like this are Standstore, Gumroad. I think there's a platform called Selar. I think that's based in Nigeria. The answer as to where you can sell is going to depend on you. So I recommend going to Google and typing in digital product selling platforms followed by the name of your country. You can create your products, you can post them there, and then once you post them there, depending on who your products are designed for, you're going to need to post them somewhere online so people can find them. The easiest place to probably do this is going to be Pinterest. Pinterest is generally designed for people to find inspiration for things they want to buy. A lot of Etsy sellers have success marketing on Pinterest. So if you have a product idea that would be perfect for Etsy, but you can't sell on Etsy, you can sell on your own website or on a digital product selling platform and then promote your product on Pinterest. Again, you can also do Facebook groups. You can post on Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, even YouTube. You just have to make sure that the delivery method that you're using to advertise your products makes sense for what you're selling and who you're selling it to. I'm not just going to post a screenshot of my digital product on Instagram with a caption telling people, hey everyone, go buy it. That's not going to work. If I wanted to sell my digital products on Instagram, for example, if I wanted to sell homeschool lesson plans or worksheets or something in the teacher related niche, I'd probably print out my own copy of those products and post staged pictures or B-roll shots of kids or teachers using the products, or even send them out to influencers in that niche. And I'd either just send those products for free and ask them to please leave a review if they want to, or I would propose some sort of sponsored post in exchange for them also letting you post the content on your own business page. Again, that's a very specific example, but I just wanted to give you kind of an idea of how promoting your products would work. It doesn't mean just posting a screenshot of your product somewhere, but it means packaging it in such a way that whoever your target customer is finds your product attractive and appealing and really understands how useful and relevant your product is going to be for them. If you have any more questions about getting started on Etsy or with your own website or even marketing your products on social media, let me know in the comments and I'll make a follow-up video for you. And if you're ready to get started with selling on Etsy and you have no idea where to start, I actually just launched my own second Etsy shop in a completely new niche to me, just to experiment with it and see if it was actually worth getting into. I'm going to be sharing all the results with you guys, of course, but I'm also sharing the behind the scenes and documenting setting everything up. So you can stick around for the video that's going to pop up at the end of this one. In that video, I'm walking you through my exact strategy that I'm using to launch my shop and make sure that it's actually successful. And I'm actually walking you through the entire shop setup process. So if you're not super tech savvy and you need someone to walk you through it, that's a great video to check out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications. That way YouTube lets you know when I post. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.